Hi, welcome to today's video. I'm Anne and I am one half of the Sussex Handmade Soap Company. We're a small business on the south coast of England and we specialise in making and retailing our own range of natural, cold process, handmade soap bars. And the recipe I'm going to be doing today is a rose clay, activated charcoal and white kaolin clay bar. I'm going to be using an in the pot swirl technique to give it a lovely swirled finish. And I'm not actually going to be scenting this bar, I'm going to let the clays be the star of the show, and that means it's going to be great for sensitive, dry skin. And when using clays in soap, I just want to say now that you want to make sure that when you receive your clays, they are packaged in paper or wood or plastic's okay. What you don't want is any kind of aluminium containers, because you do not want any of the clay powder to be coming into contact with metal. Metal can affect the effectiveness of the clay, so you definitely don't want metal involved. And when I'm stirring it, I'll be using a wooden chopstick because all my other spoons are metal. So we're going to be stirring with a wooden chopstick and keeping this clay well away from any metal. But anyway, let's get on to making the soap. I've got my solid oils here, my cocoa butter, my shea butter and my, cocoa butter, shea butter, and my coconut oil, sorry, forgot which one I was missing there. And I've got my liquid oils here, my olive oil, my castor oil and my sweet almond oil. I'm going to take these over now and put them on a very gentle heat just to melt them down to a liquid state. I've already mixed my lye with my water and I am waiting for that to cool. And what I'm going to do is take about a tablespoon of water, thereabouts, and add it into the white kaolin clay and the rose clay. And I'm going to use my wooden chopstick to stir them in. The clays will help to clean, take away the dirt from the skin, and they're also going to help a little bit with exfoliation. And the rose clay especially is a very gentle clay. So as well as putting a nice bit of colour in the soap, these clays are actually going to have their uses within the soap as well. Right, onto the charcoal powder. And I'm going to mix this with a little bit of oil just to loosen this one up as well. And I'm not being too particular about measuring, I'm just going to use just under a tablespoon. And then I'm going to mix it in, like so. Right, now these are all combined, I'm going to go and have a quick check on those oils that are melting to see how they're coming along, and I'm going to have a quick check on my lye as well. So all those solid oils have melted now, and I'm going to add in the liquid ones. So I'm going to pour the lye through the sieve. And I'm going to use my stick blender to get this to a very light trace. What I'm going to do before I split it into 3 is add 13 drops of grapefruit seed extract. And this is a natural antioxidant that's going to hopefully prolong the shelf life of the soap. Although to be honest, the soap by itself is already going to have a fairly long shelf life, that just helps a little. And this is the point that you'd add in the essential oils if you were using them. Like I say, I've chosen to leave them out to make this bar extra mild and extra good for sensitive skin. And now I'm going to split it into 3, and I'm going to have 50% in one jug and 25% in the other 2 jugs. And then we're going to get on to making the in the pot swirl technique and getting this soap poured into the mould. So here we have the 3 jugs of soap batter. This one has 50%, these 2 both have 25%. And I'm going to start by colouring the one with 50%. So all I'm going to do is tip out the rose clay that we mixed with the water earlier. And then stir it to fully combine it. And you can already see it's going that lovely pale pink, slightly orange shade. And this rose clay can actually be used as a natural blusher. The rose colour is from natural iron oxide deposits in the ground. And it makes it a lovely pink colour, and it can be used, yeah, as a natural blush. Now I'm going to colour this one. And I'm going to use the white kaolin clay in this one here. And I'm hoping that as well as being good for the skin and helping to draw out those impurities, that the addition of this white clay is really going to make this creamy batter a whiter, brighter colour. And lastly, switch jugs, and we're going to colour this last one with the activated charcoal. In that goes. And that's a lovely deep grey colour now. So now those are done, we're going to go back to the rose clay. And what we need to do now is create the in the pot swirl. And starting with the white, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine this is a clock face, and I've got 12, 6, 3, 9. And the white, I'm going to hold it up high. You won't be able to see how high because the camera will not have that in shot, but I suppose I'm going to go about a foot. And I'm going to dribble it into the 12 and the 6 positions. This is the fun bit. So that's the 12 position done. Now I'm just going to try and get it down roughly to where the 6 position would be. Then I'm going to move on to the black. And I'm going to do the black in the 9 and 3 positions. I don't know why my dishwasher's beeping at me. I don't remember turning it on this morning, but there we go. And what I'm going to do now is just take the spatula right down through. I'm just going to do a couple of quick rotations. So 1, 2, and that's all I need. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to grab the mould. Pour the batter out. And the thing I like about these in the pot swirls is that everyone comes out differently, but that doesn't matter. Makes it all unique and all that little bit different. Using the spatula to get the last bits out. So I've tapped that down a few times to hopefully dispel any air bubbles and to give it a nice flat surface. And then I'm just going to take my chopstick again, and I'm just going to draw a little swirly design. And I'm going to finish this one. That was the gloves, not me. With some rose petals. And I'm not using many. I'm just going to put them down the centre, just to add a little something to this. So just very gently pressed them into the soap butter so that they hopefully will not fall off. And I'm happy with that now. And what I'm going to do now is place this into a cardboard shoebox, close it up, insulate it with a towel, and hopefully that'll encourage it to go through gel phase to hopefully just make those colours pop just a little bit more. And then we'll come back in a day or two, we'll unmould it, we'll cut through it, and I'll show you the final result. So here we are again. It's been 24 hours, I am down here, I've popped the soap out of the mould, I'm happy with how it's looking. It's still a little soft because normally I'd leave it a little longer than 24 hours in the mould, but I want to get this done before my housemate gets back this evening, and I am feeling impatient. So let's get cutting this, and because of the rose petals on the top, I am actually going to turn it upside down for cutting, just so that the petals don't drag through the soap. I've already marked it into 8 for cutting, and it's about an inch thick. And there we go. And at first impression, I am really happy with that. The colours have all contrasted against each other really well, and I'm loving the whole swirled effect. Let's cut the rest. So there we have it. 8 bars of activated charcoal, rose clay and kaolin clay soap. And I am loving the swirl that we have achieved. I am so happy with how these have turned out today. I just think they're so pretty, and the colours have worked so well together. And hopefully I've gone a little way towards showing that just because something is unscented doesn't mean it has to be boring. Because these are far from boring. And they're going to cure for 6 weeks now, and then I'm going to use them, give them a little test on myself, and I'm really looking forward to actually trying these out and seeing how well they behave on my skin and my hair. Because as somebody that is prone to acne and rubbish hair, I have found that since switching over to natural soaps and using only natural soaps on my skin and my hair, I have actually noticed a big improvement, especially in my skin. So I'm really looking forward to testing these ones out. Unfortunately, as we haven't had them safety assessed yet, we're not going to be able to sell them on our website at the moment. However, if that is something you would like to see, let us know in the comments box, because if there is demand, we will supply, after having them safety assessed, of course. I think that's about it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a like, give us a subscribe, that'd be fab. And we shall see you next time. Bye!